Fucking intro.
Dude, we should probably edit an intro.
You can sing
What's the
something.
intro?
A little
What's the
mingo.
intro?
I'm not gonna
That's
sing
not-
anything.
Why not?
We should do like well, never mind.
Bro, you did the
I was
intro
gonna
for
do a real
Spaces.
intro,
You
but
did
that
the
would
outro
sound
for
too similar
Spaces.
to a show I watch, and you'd know the show I watch.
What's the
I'm
show?
not gonna do that intro.
Is it
No,
fucking
never mind.
Asmongold?
No, it's not Asmongold. But Asmongold doesn't have an intro. But I wouldn't
Yeah.
know that. I don't even watch that much Asmongold, so I wouldn't even know that.
No.
But how's everybody's week?
My week. My week was Vienna AI company. Yours probably too. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, that's always your week, right? Like, that's always our week. But, like, other than that, did you have much going on?
You mean in life or in
Anything else?
professional life? Not really, honestly. I
no,
locked
no,
in,
just
right? You saw I redesigned the entire thing. I redesigned the entire project.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all I did. I had like a few disgusting client meetings. For example, today, when I was late for the call,
Right.
I had like a crash out meeting because clients were mad that I didn't get back to them for like 1.5 weeks.
Oh,
Which I kind of get, but also I kind of don't because we don't have an active project.
okay. So if you don't, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have a project, right, I'm not obliged
Yeah, it's
to
like-
talk to you, right?
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah. Well, how many did you do? How many projects did you have with it? Was it just one or was it multiple?
Oh wait,
clients.
why didn't you tell me that Alex is not in? I didn't see that he
Oh.
dropped. I don't see anything, by the way. There's no notifications, so it's like
Oh, okay.
Holy shit. Oh, thank you for having me on the podcast. It was great, boys.
no need to
We
do an
should have,
intro. I'll do an intro.
the group chat open here.
I kicked you out because you didn't do the intro as we talked.
Yeah, well, stage fright, bro. It's my first time here doing intros and shit.
So true. In front of our one user, which is like one of our
Yeah.
phones.
Which is the fucking
Behind the
highlights.
laptop.
One of us or it stands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. What did we talk about? Should I don't repeat myself, right?
No. I think
Now
like
your
you guys
camera
worked
looking
on. No, he's leaving.
Oh, okay.
You guys worked on the AI company thing, right? What did you work on?
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah, how did? Well, I think you should answer it, Constantine, first, don't you think, so
Me?
that he can
Okay.
not feel.
Yes, okay. Like this week I didn't work on that much because I'm like currently on like short vacation. So I worked in the morning a bit, and then I was like visiting, or I am visiting Doha, traveling around there. You know,
Yeah,
like,
how's the Middle East? Is this your first time in the Middle East? Or...
no, I've been to Dubai. So Doha is a little bit
Okay,
like
that's
the
pretty
smaller
sick.
Dubai. So yeah, I kind of liked it. It was interesting. Everything smelled really nice. We went to like the like all the museums and all of the nice stuff you can do here. It's a like way smaller city than Dubai, like by just like by inhabitant, like people living here, but also by its size. So you can
Right.
see it in like 2 or 3 days. I think. Yeah, it was interesting, but not that much work.
Would you see yourself ever like living in Dubai for like a decade, with some travel, but it's your main station?
People just over like the month.
Well, I think your voice is cutting out, right? Kind of
Bro started tweaking.
Yeah, your voice is cutting out.
Bro, today is wild when it comes to tech. Like, what's even going on?
Yeah,
It's all kinds of fucked. we have Alex's insane chair background noise. Constantine tweaking out.
Fucking hell.
Plus, it's not even just this meeting. The meeting before this was a crazy tech day.
Yeah, I think it's cursed. I think it's because we let the Bulgarian in.
Oh, shit.
Currently,
Nothing good comes when Bulgarians join, man. Jesus, Constantine, man. It sounds okay. Now I feel better about my audio quality.
No, I think compared to Constantine, I think yours is like studio level. I think yours is like Joe Rogan level audio. The chair audio is awesome. Okay, but so you're in where again? In Oman, right?
in
Okay.
so
I didn't hear that actually.
no.
I think I think what's happening is like there's like background noise and some whatever the app or something is trying to. Oh, in Doha. Okay, I did not hear that.
Bro, we should lip read.
Yeah,
We
should,
should. We need to do like push to talk. Is there like a push to talk on here?
There's literally
Oh yeah,
noise.
there's
I mean,
talk.
the room is kind of crazy.
No, I wouldn't do that because, by the way, while I'm in here, I'm gonna send you a screenshot later. My fucking Riverside Studio app has this modal open that says camera disconnected. To reconnect the camera, close any apps, and if I do that, I'm gonna get booted again. And I'm sure that Austin is not gonna.
You can drop out, and I'm gonna let you back in.
No, I don't trust you, man. You tried to do that for Schengen as well. Mm-mm.
Like last week, I did the whole podcast. Like the whole. This is not a figure of speech. This is literal. The whole podcast, Phil and Constantine were frozen. I saw a single frame for like an hour.
We didn't tell anyone, right?
It was fully. Yeah, but I didn't want to interrupt the flow. You know what I mean? So I just had to pretend.
Flow. Bro, we don't have a
imagine
flow.
how you guys were reacting.
What flow? I don't know, like we were like talking for 1 hour and I just stopped the recording. Because I wanted to stop screen sharing and I hit stop recording. That's the flow. That's the production value.
Oh boy, this is disastrous. Jesus.
But I blame the app. Probably some.
We're going to cut all of this out, by the way, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah.
like all of
fuck
you guys
Riverside Studio. It sucks.
No, it's like
Now we're not
honestly,
getting-
I'm
we're
not too
getting
happy with the
sponsored.
service. Did you see before when I just dropped? I didn't do anything. Like my camera sometimes just drops. I don't know why this is. Maybe it's my
Oh, is
camera,
it,
but
so you're in the call, but your camera just turns off.
yeah, it just crashes. Like one time, the entire page crashed, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm having like zero technical issues today, and I'm usually the guy who just
Yeah.
has all the technical baggage. And
Well,
face
But
full
I
of-
think since your new era, since the MacBook era, and since the bro, Jesus. Wait, let me pull this up on slides. And I'm such a good looking dude, man. That's awesome.
Oh. Fucking hell. Okay. Oh, banger.
Plus, like I had to have like someone I know watch. Someone I know was watching the podcast last week, and I like they would like tease me, and so like I would be like serious, and then I would like switch tabs, and you could tell that the tab was being switched because it's like white on the other tabs. Like my face would light up.
Oh, you
And
got
then I would giggle.
flashbanged?
Yeah, I would flashbang.
That's
then I'd
awesome.
Switch back, but I'm like trying to hold in a laugh. I'm stifle a laugh. And, like the entire podcast, if you pay attention, my face lights up, and then I'm like trying to hold in the laugh, and then I come back.
Yeah, we need to kind of. I think if we actually want to have production value, I think we need to lock in on the production value. But I don't think, honestly, do you guys? I think it's fine.
Bro,
I think I'm just
who the
getting
fuck?
sandwiched
It's a
by Qatari
fucking call,
internet.
right?
Constantine is back.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
we just need Constantine. Like, yeah, everything is like. I think the production or whatever, the only issues happen like this week, right? So I think we're good. I think.
You shouldn't even
It
bother.
is.
Like, who's gonna watch it anyway?
So true.
I mean, it actually worked kind of well on TikTok
So
last time.
true.
I got like 2K
Making
views
dots.
on this garbage.
TikTok, bro. Can't
Oh.
believe this.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. So how do you even did you select the clips or like were those generated by Riverside?
No. I just used one of them. So Constantine and me, you didn't use any one of those, right? One of the AI generated?
I didn't.
I started
didn't
with
even
them, and
find
then I,
where
like-
they are.
You didn't find it? Okay, we can.
Yeah.
I mean, I can show it now if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure.
But I don't know if it's going to crash. Actually, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, we'll do
I-
later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't trust Riverside, to be honest, at this point.
yeah.
But basically, it pre-generates those AI clips, right?
Mm-hmm.
and so I just took some of them. The problem was Konstantin and I had this problem where all the clips were kind of good, but then you had to edit them still, right? Because they cut off early, or they were like, they were just too short sometimes. I don't know what the issue was for you, Konstantin,
You
but
can use a single one, like
yeah,
out
you
of the
had to
box.
edit, right? You had to
Yeah.
post edit them. Like it just
It's basically
like
like
the-
a marker, right? Yeah, you just put down a marker for you, and then you can just edit.
Yeah. So it's
people who
basically
want
just
to-
like highlighting the best spots of content, but like you still have to sort of get in there and do the work a little.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty sick though. Might not be shit after all. If it gives you the spots in the podcast where
But then again, you
pretty
can just
good.
put down a marker, right? You can just
Yeah.
like if you press M, you can just.
Plus, like theoretically, it's guaranteed that you blow up. Like if you have a podcast every week, like that's just mad. Like think about it. If you have a call
ASMR
every
logic
week-
again.
yeah, because here's
That's
the
why
thing,
the podcast is
volume-
called Optimistic Updates, right? It's just because of you.
Because like think about it, if you have like a 1 hour to 2 hour call every week, and you're releasing clips, and you release like 10 clips a week, and you do that every week for like 2 years, you're gonna tell me you won't gain at least a couple like tens
No,
of thousands
you
of
on
followers?
TikTok, right? I'm going to farm all the normies because they won't, they will
Yeah.
never watch this. So I'll just use one clip or like 2 clips on TikTok, and it's fine. Like one insane take. I still have the Indian take from last week, by the way. I can
W.
still
I edited
push
for you.
that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. But like
But honestly, the
Yeah,
tame
it was
one, right?
crazy.
The tame thing I posted on X, the tame clip, it got a lot of people mad. Like I had like 3 agency owners in my DMs, and they were like,
right.
"Bro, do you not believe my revenue?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." That's what I said.
Whoa.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't believe you. Like, but yeah.
It's crazy. It's weird because, like, in my head at least, it's possible. I think it's really possible to make like, well, I don't know what claims they in particular have, but I think it's possible to make a good amount. But I also know that like a lot of people will just lie, because like a lot of people lie. That I have learned, and so it's I don't know.
Everybody fucking lies on X. That's my assumption. I know you guys don't. You guys don't agree. You also, Alex, you also don't agree with this, right? You're like
That everybody lies.
on X. Do you agree that all the fucking business owners are like 80% of them are like complete?
Yeah, no, I would put like a solid fucking 90% of every like business owner, every fucking indie hacker, whatever, they lie out of
Because my
proportion
assumption
on their
is-
wins. Yeah,
If you're actually successful, right? You're probably not yapping about it on X. That's my base assumption. And then you have like a bunch of people who might be successful and are yapping, for sure, right? There's some legit people. I think
Yeah.
most of the people are like full of shit.
What do you think, Constantine? Do you think,
I think
most people?
It kind of depends on how hard you're pushing. Like, if the only value you bring to the table is kind of showing some numbers, then I think it's the likelihood of you having those numbers drastically declines. Like, for example, if you just talk about what you learned, or like, I don't know, send an image from a nice place, nice hotel, whatever, and you know, okay, this guy has big boy money, then that's completely different than if your business model is basically selling something because you share numbers. Then you have way higher incentive to just like rig the numbers. And like,
What is what is Jesus, who is that?
well,
Did you
holy
guys
shit.
hear that, or was it just me?
no, we heard it because
I was trying to do
that was like, I think that was the culmination of his, like, he was so good at proving a point, but since what he was telling was so fucking valuable, he just fucking muted
They
it.
cancelled him.
Jesus.
Riverside censored him.
Because I was like literally listening to Constantine. I was like, man, bars, this dude is speaking facts, and all of a sudden the fucking started hitting.
But from what he said, I think he's basically saying that like, course sellers or whatever, the people who are incentivized financially to lie, those probably lie. But uh, like, do you think design agencies or dev agencies and all that just whatever make websites,
Should I
right?
pull
Or
up Dan's
whatever.
favorite guy?
And
I
Let
don't
me
know.
pull
Dan's
up
favorite
Dan's
guy.
favorite guy.
so I have a couple of examples from like real life experiences. I have a very close friend who's super successful, and he launched like a design course and all of that. And I know by a fact that he didn't lie about his numbers, right? Um, but I also know that a lot of popular design courses do. I don't want to name people or like courses to be
Right.
specific about it, but my friend knows that they lied and he had some proof. So I mean, it's an upsell tactic at the end of the day. I mean, if you get baited by the numbers of how good of a designer this course is going to make you, and you fucking spend 300, 500, whatever, $1,000 on it,
Right.
finally it's the decision of the person buying. But I'm not a great fan of these fake numbers and like the bloated numbers at all.
But I think most design agencies don't have courses. Most design agencies are just design
It's
agencies.
not about the
And mo-
courses, it's about this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I
Did you
mean. Like,
see-
do you think that?
Oh shit! No, that's ass. That's fucking rage. In the
Oh, yeah,
beginning,
that-
I literally thought that was rage bait, because I was like, okay, that's fucking funny. We're redesigning Stripe, and then I went on the dude's like fucking profile, and I saw that he's like a normie, like whatever. He has something like a team or whatever. But I was like, why would you
Alright,
frame it in such a way like you're actually redesigning Stripe?
it's too low res, by the way. If you pull it up and make it higher res, like, as if fucking Stripe would ship this garbage, right? Would ship this level of garbage. Man, like, come on, right? But anyway.
Even
Yeah, I think these
appreciate-
are like, I think these are actually, I think this is worse than courses even. It's what, I actually agree with Dan. I don't know if you saw the call out for this tweet.
I did.
But he was like, this is actually, this is close to fraud, right? Kinda, because
Yeah.
they are getting clients through these posts. They, like, people believe them, right? Which is,
Yeah.
I mean, this is a big ass account.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dan was on a podcast where he kind of expanded on this idea, right? I completely agree with him, because it's okay to make a UI exploration, just don't fucking put the Stripe logo on it, right? It's like,
I mean, you can put it on there, right? But you should be upfront about it. I think, at least.
I don't know. I
You
would
said
stay
it's
away
fine, right? You said it's fine to like have fake clients. I think it's. I don't. Also, my clients would hate it probably, but I have German clients, so maybe that's the issue. Maybe normal people don't care about it. Like.
Oh, I mean, they should, but to go back to this, it's like, it's okay to make like explorations of redesigning big applications and like whatever, but like you should be upfront about it. You should say like, hey, I'm sat down and kind of got inspired, but this is nothing related to Stripe at all, or like to whatever product. It's my take. And frankly speaking, as a designer, I always advise the mentees I have is like, get inspired, but like try to, if you're doing like a, for the sake of the example, like a Stripe inspired redesign, just build a product that's close to it and fucking think of a name and make a fake logo and say, this is a concept exploration of mine, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like fintech startup, right? Fintech startup.
Yeah, like, and also like
something, right?
I feel like they know what they're doing. Like, they know that they're being a little dishonest when they say
Obviously,
we're
obviously.
redesigning ad Stripe.
No, I mean, it's
But, like, they're not even upfront about them lying. You know what I mean? It's not like, yeah, you caught us lying. They'll be like, oh, this is just like a community redesign. What's the problem? You know what I mean? Like, they'll play dumb, which is kind of annoying.
but that's very common in designs, right? You would sit down and I can give you, in our day-to-day, whenever you see like a kick-ass fucking interface with these gorgeous animations and fucking interactions and all that, going around on Twitter, Dribble, whatever, and people like a snapshot of my latest project, and then you go back to the same dude's profile and you wait 6 fucking months, whatever, 12 months, and there's nothing related to this project going live. Phil opened in the beginning of the podcast, and that's super common because most of these design explorations that are being done, nobody wants to implement that. And hardly speaking, no client wants, well, even if they want, nobody implements that, or like a really low amount of fucking customers and, companies do that. So half of the design work of most like low-level, mid-level designers is kind of fake, but nobody says that it's explorations or whatever. They lie that it's live projects.
But I think do you agree that this would even, I mean, the Stripe is like super shady, right? And I think that's probably, it might even be like a legal issue, honestly.
Well, it's fucking dishonest. It's dishonest, You're saying that we are redesigning Stripe. It's in the statement, and you're not, because Stripe is having a dedicated fucking design team, which is actually one of the top level design teams there are on the globe, right? So who the fuck are you redesigning Stripe, and what's the purpose of their design team being there, right? It doesn't make sense.
I think it's a problem that he's obviously farming. I think if he had like a tiny account, and it's, as you said, right, it's framed a little bit differently. I think it's even if he had Stripe and he's like, okay, we are doing some design explorations. This is how we would redesign Stripe. If he was honest like that, I think it would be totally fine. But then he obviously can't do that, right? Because his entire thing is that he makes it seem like there's some huge ass company, right?
Yep. That's dishonest. I remember when, I don't know, there was a great tool back in the day when Figma wasn't that popular called Abstract, and it was for branching sketch files. Doesn't matter. I remember I did an export. I mean, you can check Go Abstract. It was honestly an amazing tool, and there's no equivalent to it till this day. Just a beautiful tool, super useful, whatever. But this one. And I remember I did an exploration of like branching rules for designers in Sketch to Abstract, and I just tagged Abstract, and I was like, I would love if we had this feature. Probably they scheduled a call with me and we had a discussion and all of that, So it's all about framing your posts and the designs you're uploading, right? Because in a sense, I'm doing something, I'm not even a part of their team. I'm doing a whole feature exploration about their product, conceptualizing about it, but it's more of a, friendly nod to, hey, I as a customer that's also a designer would love to have this feature, and I think your customers would love it too. So that opens the door to meet the people in this company, rather than fucking saying.
I'm not really following. Can you explain for one what this? I mean, obviously it says it right here, but what's the situation? Because I think you kind of jumped. At least for me, it was kind of unclear. Can you maybe start from the beginning again? I don't know. Is it just me being retarded, or is it all of you guys? Because I couldn't really follow the situation.
Follow what?
I understood.
Okay, you understood. So maybe I just checked out. So because I didn't understand the situation about this other company and you. What was
So what I was trying to frame is that. What I was trying to say is that everything, when we're talking about posting designs, we're talking about sharing our design work, even if it's redesigns of fucking popular apps, whatever, SaaS's, fan companies, and all that. It's all about the way we frame our message and the posts and the work we share, right? So I remember a while back when this tool was popular around, I literally built a whole flow of a feature for this tool, and I went public on X, and I was like, hey, it would have been great if we had this feature here, right? And like, not only that they liked it, they reached out and we had a couple of calls with the guys responsible for that. So it's all about the framing.
So you talk with these guys. I thought it was like a third company. Okay, I got it.
No. So I mean, whenever we're talking about like, you could tag like a company you're inspired to design for and all that. You can actually get hired by them if
it's good, right?
If it's good and you're diligent enough. But whenever you go and bluntly lie about we're redesigning Stripe, I mean, it has a double meaning, and technically you're being deceitful and you're lying to people and you're engagement farming rather than, trying to create some connections to fucking try to pay homage or like respect to the company as a form of inspiration. That's how I see it.
But I think it might be because I had this exact discussion with, and I don't know if all of you guys know him, but Alex knows him for sure. I think SMR, you know him as well. The Sayed guy, right? Yeah, he's like an ex guy. I had this exact discussion with him, and he's a branding guy. He was a branding guy in the past. I actually believe that. And he was like, because we were talking about my company, right? So we were talking about my agency, and I told him that I have like this issue where the cool projects, I can't share them because it's under NDA, and the boring projects, they are ass, so I don't want to show them because they are just boring as fuck, right? Like it's, for example, like people also kept asking me why there's no more time lapses, right? And I'm just like, yeah, if there's nothing exciting I'm building, I can't do a fucking time lapse. Like, what do you expect me to do? Should I do a time lapse when I work on the backend? For example, when I work on the call system, right? SMR. Should I do a time lapse of that? That's ass, right? You don't see anything.
Because you're.
It's not visual, right? It's not visual. Obviously, I could just show code, right? Yeah, but it's like I think it's ass. So what I was gonna say is with this Said guy, he was like, yeah, you should put fake projects on your page as explorations, right? And I was like, yeah, I see the vision of this, but the thing is, I think it might be a cultural thing, right? Because I think maybe Americans are just fine with doing that. Like they are just fine with lying, right? And then having these fake projects up, it's like an exploration. Europeans are not really, because Europeans would actively reach out to me. They would be like, I saw this on your homepage, but then I checked the page, the live version, and it wasn't live. What's up with that? They would go like this, right? If I talk to an Austrian client, they would fact check it. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Actually get sued.
Because it's fraud, right? Is it actually?
Wait, is it?
Yeah. If you're saying you have a client and you don't, at least in Germany, if you say you had a client and you don't actually had this client, so he wouldn't confirm, it could be like you would basically, lie to a customer, which would lead to a sale, which then would be an illegal practice of business, and you could be sued for that. Always depends how hard people want to go after you for it. But either the company that you work for could sue you, or
happening.
No, God damn it! It's always the culmination. And I'm actually interested in hearing. Like, I don't know if you're moving or anything because it's picking up some. No, Jesus, that was.
That's
not
ass.
at all. I think it's just
very.
internet.
I think.
Do you want to maybe try like iOS mic? Just the,
Yeah.
maybe it's better, I think there's some. I think there's some weird stuff going on. It might not even be like movement. It might just be something technical, right? Where it's like interference, maybe something.
That sounds like movement, though. That sounds too much like.
It does sound like somebody just, I don't know, like
Sliding,
going over
yeah,
fabric
yeah.
or something, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're sitting on this sofa and you're
Just a reminder, Phil. You probably need to let Konstantin in. I don't know if he could rejoin.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a reminder, Phil, in case you forget.
Bro, do you know how tiny that fucking thing is? I don't
don't worry about it, SMR. Like, Konstantin is German, so he's letting him in instantly. Don't get it twisted. It's usually the Eastern Europeans that are a bit more problematic to Philip.
I also didn't let in fucking SMR, by the way.
Phil is
I'm racist.
Austria's borders are.
Yeah, Ocean Border Patrol, fucking.
Let's see if is it better now.
Oh, much better.
Whoa, much better. Let's go.
Nice. Yeah, I think you could get sued in Germany for that, because like if you
Same
get a
thing
client,
here.
If you get a client by lying to the client, basically, like worst case you get sued. Best case he can just like not pay you because the contract isn't really. Like depends how hard you use it, right? If you say, okay, I did it for this company, I can do it for you, then you can get
You can be
Oh.
deceptive about it though, right? Like you can say this is my past work. And if technically
thing
we
is-
designed it, even if there was no client.
The thing is,
I
Asim,
mean,
you
I'm
have
not
to
a lawyer,
understand. You have to understand one thing, and I've actively seen this. If you are, and I think all of us are small businesses, right? In the grand
Yeah.
scheme of things,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
work with big clients and they want to bust your balls, they are going to, right? And they don't care. You can be like they'll just, and I've seen it in the recent past. They just roll up with like 10 lawyers and they will fuck you up, right? They won't like,
Right.
even if you put like design exploration, if it wasn't clear to them, they feel lied to, right? They're
Yeah.
going to bust your ass. Like it's not going to be nice for you, right? So
Yeah.
but then this is also me speaking as like a scared Austrian, right? Because that's like another thing, right? We are scared of these things, right, Konstantin? Like, I think this is like uniquely German Austrian.
No, it's not.
Swiss, maybe.
I was about to say that we have fucking criminal laws in here for fraud and economic crimes, and anything that can lead. It's literally the same case that Konstantin described. Like, if you can get sued if you manage to land the clients by lying, by technically committing fraud, by saying, "Hey, this project that got you hooked is a real client, trust me." And then if there's proof that that's fake, you're gonna get in trouble. But like, I think there's a mix-up, and that's how I personally feel. For I don't know. Maybe you can expand on this, but having explorations and putting them live on your website as explorations, labeled as explorations, is much different than labeling them as client projects. You know. So I think it's a matter of honesty, and frankly speaking, if somebody wants to hire you, you could show great design and product and or like engineering thinking, whatever. You can show great thinking, even in an exploratory project, no?
For sure, but I don't think you can do it with an existing brand in EU at least.
Completely agree.
That's what
Yes.
that's what Said recommended me, and I agree. Technically, it would be because he was like, "Why don't you, if you work on games, why don't you build a web-based game from fucking McDonald's?" It's a great idea, right? I could put this as design exploration, but I feel like I'm in between two fronts then, right? I might get fucked up by McDonald's. I might get fucked up by my clients who wants to fuck me up because I lied, even though I didn't, right? I think it's
Right.
just in my current standing, like I don't even have a fucking proper LLC set up, right? I have I don't have limited liability. So it's just setting myself up for failure, I think. Which is negative thinking. Again, it's like pessimistic thinking because technically I could make a lot of money by doing this, right? I built like a fucking web-based McDonald's garbage. Then I built, I don't know. And I might actually get McDonald's as a fucking client, as you said, right? If I spin it correctly. But I think it's nothing you should do publicly. Like if I were to build something, as you said, right? I assume this with this company, right? When you reached out to them, did you do it publicly from the get-go, or did you start later? So you first worked on something, then you reached out to them in private, and then you made it public.
Oh, no. I literally sat down, opened up Sketch, I did a mock, and I went and pushed the tweet, and I was like, "Hey, at Go Abstract, that would have been sick if we have this as a feature."
But it's completely different, right? So it's like
No, I've never said like I'm redesigning Abstract.
I'm working with Abstract and I build a feature, right?
That's fraud. That's literally you're being deceitful. That's in the core of it. You're lying.
But my thinking is with these guys, for example, right? I don't know. Maybe this is me being like racist or something. But with these guys, I don't think they are like EU people. It seems like it's like business practices that are more common maybe in the US or maybe like, I don't know, like Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And that's not anything against those people. I think it's just different business practices, right? Like, have you seen, for example, if you guys ever been to like Thailand or something, right? If like they have like shops, right? They're like just straight up. It's like instead of Starbucks, they put like stars and bucks, right? They don't have Starbucks, right? But they just don't fucking care, right? They just also in China, for example, right? Chinese people, they don't fucking care about the IP. Like it doesn't exist in China, right?
It's not real.
Yeah, it's like this is only real in like US
It's in
controlled
the West,
parts of the
yeah.
world, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm. And again, this is not something against those guys. I think maybe it's just, and obviously it works, right? That's the other thing. Like obviously it works for them, and it works every single day. By the way, right? Like they are pushing these kinds of tweets every single day. It's just kind of annoying to
It's low
me that
integrity.
my
I would say it's low
feed,
integrity.
it is, yeah, that's one thing. And then
Yeah.
I think if you have this kind of reach, you don't need to do it technically. You could just maybe their entire audience only responds to these kinds of things now, might be, right? But I think you could do different things. Like if you're at 600k and you have some skill, like because this guy pulls like 200k views every single day.
But isn't there like another layer to it? Like, isn't it like I saw something else where it said that it's basically just 11 Labs dashboard copy.
Yeah, this is ripped off completely.
So it's
That's
not
the
even
other
that
thing.
really straight.
So I'm going to give you the insights of how this works, because their websites, the core businesses, designers building UI kits for designers to buy and reuse, right?
I've seen these, yeah. It's
So
like dashboard UI kit, right?
whatever, UI 8s, whatever, you go there, you pay your unlimited subscription, and you literally get access to thousands of different designs that you could just go in, copy paste, fucking run a plugin in Figma to change the main colors and publish as something that you own. And that's been like this forever. It's more of an issue. I don't know. People are starting to notice this since most designers kind of moved from Dribble. That was a huge fucking network back in the day that sort of died, to X, right? I've been around fucking design since design Twitter was a thing, like close to 10 years ago. That wasn't common, but nowadays there's so much design slop, and I'm telling you, the process is very easy. You go, literally buy a UI kit. You don't build jack shit. You literally build like Legos. Fucking change the colors and say, okay, that's a client. I don't know, a snapshot of a client project I'm working on, and you can generate these literally as an exercise daily. It doesn't take much, especially if you're a skilled designer. That wouldn't take you more than 30 minutes.
I mean, you're seeing it, right? Like this, they have this other guy, the Marcel guy, right? He's pushing designs, right? As you said, it's like assembled block-based garbage, but he's pushing those like for a day, right? It's a completely different designs. Like you can't do this. It doesn't. If it's actually handmade, you can't do it, right? There's no way. And this is where last week we ended the discussion kind of where you guys, SMR and Constantine, you were like, I don't know how long design takes. It might just take, like, I can AI generate some parts, and then it might just take like a few hours. And I think this is where you guys are completely wrong, right? Because, for example, SMR, when I redesigned the dashboard for Vienna AI company, right? I have a time lapse of this. It takes me, and this is a pretty standard dashboard, right? But it still takes me, if you're doing it from scratch and you want to have something that's unique, it takes me like 4 hours to even, I don't know, to the fucking sidebar, right? And now maybe I am slow because I'm not a dashboard designer, but still, if you want to have something that's polished, that looks like this, right? And it's like original, right?
Yeah.
It takes you a while, right? Because you play around with like.
Would you say that that's the case? Like if you had to add a couple, let's say we came up with new features, and you need to design like two additional pages, would you say that would take you as much time as it did to come up basically from scratch with a whole new? Because I feel like my guess would be that coming up with the design concept, etc., probably takes like more time than
obviously, right? Because at some point everything is designed, right? For example, on Zero Credit, we have so many components. I can just plug in. It's basically what Alex said, but it's your own components, right? That would be the goal at some point. And then But the problem is, if you're never going from this 0 to 1, you're always going to from this 1 to nowhere. Basically, you just plug stuff
Yeah.
together, right?
Yeah.
And you could make the argument that this is designing, I guess. What would you say, Alex? It kind of
Like
is,
the
right?
vibe
I mean, it's UI design. You are designing stuff. You are putting some form of, mental power to think of a layout. But I mean, we cannot know how much of this design is actually made by him. I mean, you could just literally copy full pages and change the components. That's the gist of it. I mean, but yes, it is design in a sense. You go in the design tool and you make some stuff happen. I'll have to drop. I'm gonna join through mobile because my computer's fucking dying. So technical issue number, I don't know, fucking 12 for this call. I don't know. See you in a bit. Phil, let me in.
I'm gonna let you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No need to,
Thank you.
Need to call me out again. Okay, so maybe we should go back on track actually. So I think this was a good discussion about fraud design, right? Let's also go through the Figma thing. Yeah, Constantine will go through the Figma. I think, by the way, you're good now, right? You can
I
talk.
think it works now. I hope.
It crashes. It was before,
it's
for like
good.
a split second. It happened again. I don't know what it is.
Wait, what?
I can imagine it's just I'm in a hotel and the internet probably isn't the best. So
Yeah.
Might be like actual compression. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? So is he actually there again? Because I kind of want to wait for. Okay, he's not.
the
But
frozen
we can
frame was
start
kind of
already.
wild for me.
The
Of
frozen
him,
frame?
yeah.
For
The
me.
frozen frames are crazy on this. Is it still right? But is it still frozen for you, by the way?
No, he
Oh,
left.
no.
No, you're
No,
also
but-
moving again. It was
Okay.
literally like 10
Wait,
10
do I-
minutes or
I
something.
want to test the lighting if I go to dark mode. Because I have like a terminal.
Bro, all of
I
our
have, like, a
setups
full
are so
terminal here, and
fucking
I'm using that
jank.
as I'm using my monitor as a light.
Yeah.
I have, like, a white terminal
I actually do have a good
open here.
light, but I can't turn it
Same.
on. Because if I turn it on, my glasses,
Yeah,
there's, like,
that's why I
even
don't
more
have glasses,
glare.
or I don't put on glasses. Like if I put these on,
Damn, plus 20 IQ.
Bro,
Exactly.
I need to get new glasses, because if you get new glasses and you fucking because I'm using my military glasses. They
My
gave me
camera
some
is not
garbage. They gave me some
It
garbage
looks
ass
like
glasses.
what was that character from Titanfall 2? Like is it the doctor who had like the glasses and he has like a big
don't-
chin?
I don't
I have to
fucking
go
watch
back.
anime, man. I'm
I have
sorry.
a question.
I said Titanfall 2, not Titanfall 2.
Oh,
What was the
Titanfall is a
2006
game. Yeah,
No,
I
yeah,
didn't
but not
play
even
this.
Titanfall. What was that 2006 game that like FPS? That's like a timeless shooter. I forgot the name.
Team Fortress 2.
Team Fortress 2, exactly.
By the way,
Yeah.
am I
Okay.
in the dark for the rest of you? Because I don't think my camera is working.
Alexander T is
I'm
wild.
gonna try to censor myself, but if I get the location of fucking Riverside's HQ, I might do some. I don't know. I'm
So
gonna
what's
say
Minecraft?
them.
So what's the issue?
Yeah. No.
Oh, you don't have a cam? Okay, that's
No, I
fine.
do
You
have
can-
a fucking camera on my phone. This dog shit software is just not working. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
Bro,
no,
should we
okay.
honestly just move to Google Meets in the future, maybe? But
Yes.
it's ass, right? We don't have the recording.
Yeah, not having the recording.
No,
is
we
kinda
should
annoying.
we should struggle with Riverside. It's great.
Bro, like what the fuck is this, man? Like what?
Glasses.
What? Bro.
I am. What?
Bro, I don't look like this fucking chat.
No, yeah,
man.
no. But the funny thing is, not only that you look like him, but you sound like him. Archimedes, no.
Have you guys played TF2?
Yeah, I was actually
Yeah.
very
A little
good at
bit,
it.
yeah.
I'm not a
Same.
fucking boomer, man. You guys are.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
mean,
you're-
I
you're
guess Phil probably
younger than
played
me.
fucking.
Yeah, but I'm like
Fortnite,
like I appreciate old games.
Bro, I'm not a Fortnite guy.
But you definitely look like one.
Yeah, you don't have your fucking cam on, Mr. Bilal, yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
The last image we
Wait,
saw of
listen,
you,
I'm
and I
gonna
hope it
try
ends
to
up in the
join
fucking
from my
recording. The last image
whatever.
we saw of you looked like a fucking retarded person.
I'm
You were like
leaving,
this,
just-
right?
Let me in a sec. Last try. I'm fucking done. Just give me a sec.
We should unironically try.
Ping,
Like
bro, I
ping
don't want
GG.
to try the fucking Theo products.
Why? Like T3 is good.
You think it's good, actually good, or is it just like? You
I
can't
think like
stand?
if you compare it to like what can you compare it to?
Nothing,
what I mean?
really.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That's
they're
the
like
grind.
I think it's the best that exists basically.
I think honestly we might just need to do standard setup where it's like Google Meet or something, and then we just record it ourselves. Because
We're
let's
going-
face
we
it,
should do
the
Discord.
AI, what?
We should do Discord. You're talking about a meet, right, for the podcast?
But Discord is also kind of ass, right? That's the problem. Like
Is
there's
it?
quality issues. We need to
Yeah.
upgrade. Google Meet is kind of good when it comes to quality, I think. Also, it's easy to pull people up. You don't need to force them to sign up to Discord.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, yeah I get you. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But maybe
Figma
I'm not
has
sure.
the-
Like we had problems. Like last time, it was kind of smooth
It
after
was
initial
good.
problems. And I
Yeah.
think if
Maybe
I
we
had,
just
like,
need to lock in and work around the problems.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. Look at him.
Oh.
He's back.
No, Riverside, wonderful piece of technology. Okay, so this podcast was pretty much shitting on a random, I bet my ass, Southeast Asian for fucking lying and using.
That's what it always is. That's what it always is with us, right?
Yeah, then
You
we
signed
we-
up for this. You signed up for this.
I didn't
I'm not
know.
complaining.
I mean, I'm having a blast. I mean,
He kind of got frauded into. We're gonna get sued here. We're like
By Marcel and
doing a great
Rico.
podcast for Stripe.
Bro, it tells me your recording has failed, Alex. I think you will end up not being in the fucking clips.
No, I don't think it's like. No, I don't think that's false. Because here's why. Like last week, my like uploading bar it was stuck at 20%. I just closed it, and I was still in the clips.
What
I
does
bet
this
my
even
ass that I won't
mean,
be
by the
even.
way?
Who the fuck cares? I'm live on Twitter in like the only tolerable Austrian guy on the planet. It's all good.
Yeah, we're chilling.
That's so nice. That was probably the nicest thing anybody ever said to me.
Well, it's probably the nicest thing I've ever
Tolerable.
said to you. Yeah, I mean, for sure, I can bet my ass off that's probably the nicest thing I've said to you so far.
That's insane hate crimes against Austrians on X, by the way.
How many
The
Austrians are
hate-
there on X?
the hate-
For?
Bro, there's a few of them. We are like a few Austrians. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I don't want to go in there because, like, obviously Constantine was interested in Figma, but I mean, I could imagine what kind of a party it is, just sharing pictures of prison food and blood sausages and whatever.
Oh,
The way-
yeah.
That's a different topic. I'm going to invite you on my podcast.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
go on,
leave you
set up a
space.
podcast.
I'm going to set up a podcast and I'm going to give you 2 hours for you to defend Austrian cuisine outside of Zaha and
I
Strudel.
need like 10 minutes.
That's it.
I need like 10 minutes and you're dead.
Okay, deal. We're gonna make this later. Gonna schedule something up.
The thing is,
I
if
pay
we
for
talk
that.
about Austrian food, what do you think about German food?
What's the difference? You literally copy Germans and you say it's yours.
We copy German.
Yeah, and then
you
you go and you say, hey,
It's gonna
fucking goulash is definitely ours, even though
Yeah, it is.
we didn't really exist when Hungary existed. But that's a
Should I fucking bring my cap, my MAGA cap?
yeah.
I can get.
To whip out the
Get
MAGA cap. Kaiser und König. Anyway, good. So,
I don't know where it is. I would have gotten it, but I don't know where it is. So let's talk Figma actually. Now that you're back, we have your beautiful face.
oh, Jesus, that's. Don't get me started on this. It's so whack, right?
The Figma Make.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's
you've tried it, right?
Duh. So the thing about it, it's good about, it's integrated in Figma, so technically you can copy and paste a fucking as a component. Yep, there we go. You can copy a component there and tell it, build this, and on the first pass, on the first run, it kind of does a decent job. It literally just builds your component in static React. It's using fixed values and all that. Any iteration afterwards is abysmal. It's just bad.
Is there a way to get a React component into Figma? Because I know there's this dev mode thing
No.
where you can do the other way around.
No, and that's the biggest bummer with the Figma MCP, that they took that home so much. It's the MCP is there to read the properties better, right? So it's fetching properties throughout the canvases, and you can hook it up with, let's say, VS Code or Cursor, and kind of get this AI infused agents to help you out build the designs you're trying to build in code. But it's not cross-connected, right? So I cannot, for example, go in Cursor, build a pretty neat, let's say, component in code, and then shoot it back to Figma.
Yeah. Because that would be, then it would be
That
even
would be
weirder.
so
because
sick.
Yeah,
if we have this.
with normal,
Yeah,
let's
because
say,
you can
just codecs
also-
or whatever.
You can collaborate with people that design in code, right? That would be me. I hate doing proper designs on Figma.
Yeah.
But if I could work with a design team where one side is working in code, demoing some animation, I don't know, right? This would be awesome.
Yep.
But animation, what do you think about animations in general in Figma? What's your take on this? Because I think it's utter garbage. But maybe it's a skill issue.
Are we talking about the animations in the prototype mode?
There's a few ways to make it work, right? You
Yes.
can have framed animations, right? But they don't
Yeah.
have CSS transitions, right? Which I don't
No.
get. I don't know why they don't have it, because
I've never bothered actually doing the animations inside of Figma. I usually just go to my devs, and I either deliver the CSS, the expected animation myself, or I tell them hey, I imagine a bounce with 200 microseconds coming from here to there, because it just takes wait, it doesn't take any time.
I feel like
Wait,
if
but
I
what's
know
this? Is this not
possible to
code
build
importing?
that.
Sorry.
I feel like it's possible to build a React component to Figma thing, because if I've looked at the file, I've looked at a Figma file, the internals, and it's super big. It's bigger than I would think a Figma file would be. And it was a very small file that I had. It didn't have a lot of nodes, but it's just a bunch of coordinates, and you just need to map out what they mean. And once you do that, I think it's very possible to build. I mean, it would be like Drizzle Gen. I have to release that project, by the way, but it would be like Drizzle Gen, where I basically you'd have to log out what the output of the library is, so that you understand how the library is structuring the data, and then you can work with that. And so with Figma, I've seen you can see the contents of the files, the real content with Vim or something, and I think you can work your way backwards. So
I
think
could
it's
imagine.
really
Honestly, I think it's just a matter of time for them to launch this as a feature in their tool. It's something expected, and even this cross-connecting, your Figma components to your design system repos. That's pretty sick. There's a lot of cool stuff that they're releasing, right? But
yeah, I think it's time.
What's this, by the way? Do you know this?
What?
This new thing they're showcasing here? It's
Yeah, what about it?
connecting code, but is this an import? No, it's not, right? It's just having a static
I don't know how
relationship.
this sort of connection works. So
But
I
they're
would
not
assume
importing, right?
no,
They're
they're
just
not.
mapping,
No,
right?
it's mapping components, and I would imagine if you go into the design system and you make changes, probably the person that's responsible for this specific
Gets a
TSX
notification or
button gets a
something, yeah.
notification that there's a visual update, there's an update to this specific component, which is sick.
Which is cool, I guess.
It's
yeah.
no, trust me, that's fucking sick, especially when you work in big enterprises where you have a team of fucking 15, 20 devs that their sole job Actually, usually the design system engineering teams are bigger, but like their sole job is supporting the design system. For them to get notified it's a neat feature.
Is Figma? Would you say that Figma in these huge teams is Figma the market leader, or is it some other?
Completely. There's nothing comes close to it.
So
Figma
everything else is just gone at this point. Like, because I remember a few years ago, right, when I started.
Yeah, there were a bunch of design tools like Sketch, Figma, XD.
Exactly, yeah. When I started in Austria, it's like my first job. That was like they used pretty much everyone used fucking XD, and it was like utter garbage.
Yeah, it's ass.
And there's still some companies using it in Austria, right, because they're like slow movers.
Yeah, I mean it's Austria, so they'll probably use it till like fucking 2040.
Till Germany stops using it, right? Then we'll also.
Yes. See, he knows. But yeah, I don't know. It's the standard in here. Actually, nobody talks about like design tools in most of the like the proper design tools where you go and design. It's by default Figma.
Is that like because is there like a difference when it comes to other types of designers? I don't actually know this. Like, for example, illustrators, they don't fuck with it, right?
No. Well, I mean, my wife is an illustrator and she works in Illustrator. Figma is okay. It's getting much better.
Vector tools, right?
It's better than before, but it's still not there.
Like even me, right? I'm not like a certified vector guy. Like I know my operations, right? But I don't know like the ins and outs. Like, but I'm missing stuff in Figma still, and I'm not like a power user. So I assume with actual power users, yeah, you can just say it. You don't need to use fucking Telegram.
I need to find a proper like meme to a certified vector guy.
Yeah, you can put the fucking meme. There's enough memes already. Like, come on, like put another one. Shit on me again. It's the third time's just the charm, right?
Fucking certified vector guy. That's so cool. Sounds so cool.
I said I'm not, by the way. I'm not a certified vector guy. I would love to be one. I would love to be one, but I'm not. Yet, right? That's my goal. That's an ass meme. I'm not even gonna put this up on the slide.
Don't even put this on the slide. It's not good.
Okay, so Figma Make, we kind of got into the what's it called? I wanted to say CCP, but it's not CCP. The MCP server, the Figma CCP.
Wow. Okay.
Our files.
My guy just got some extra social credits for this statement here. I mean, it's the
communist allegations.
You're never beating them, mate. No, never beating them. It's just another in-app fucking AI slot builder. That's it. Like they're riding the chain.
Lovable, bold type stuff, or is it different in any case?
It's pretty much lovable. It's equally ass.
But
actually, lovable is better.
If I input this, right, what happens? I get the fucking page. Do I also get like a Figma design?
So the way it works, no, it's in Figma Make. That's the funniest thing. You don't get it as a design file.
That would be a USP, right? That would be like a differentiating factor, but they're not doing it.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's why
probably, right?
I don't care, mate. They have fucking, I don't know, what was their evaluation, 20 billion or whatever? Just fucking figure it out. You know, I mean, it's just a lovable ripoff integrated in Figma. It's working in TSX. That's it.
Oh, what? Okay,
yeah.
I understood. I thought the whole point of it was that you just write in there and you get like Figma stuff.
That's the biggest bummer, right? When I saw the release, I was like, holy shit, I'm about to fucking vibe design my designs. Nothing like this. You just go there. You can kind of you can connect a component of yours. By the way, if you connect a whole artboard, like with a design, it's going to hallucinate and break shit up. It's going to ruin it. So the way it works, it's like You just and they say this in microcopy for better results, like use something small. Okay, sure. You go in, you select the component that's in design, and it just slop codes it. Like it's like copying the fucking image and pasting it in Claude and getting the same results. You know?
I mean, it seems to have better results in terms of, not better, but it seems to at least have more unique results, maybe in terms of design, right? So I guess you have like a different prompt.
You see
like
this
slightly
hand track
different.
3D synth? All of these examples here, I'm betting my ass, took fucking 20 hours to build. Because I went there, like I'm in the at the moment. I'm trying to build two whole products solely through vibe coding because I can't program for shit. I can just style stuff in React and plop some fucking style components to it, and that's it. Right. So everything I've done is solely through, LLM commands and prompts. Yeah, beautiful.
That's like fucking rotating an SVG. What's the
So that's what I was telling you. Sure, they have like sick examples, but these examples take a lot of time, and the amount of hallucinations I get with Figma Make is incompatible. When we compare it to fucking Cursor or any other AI building slop. They just wrap it better, right? Because it's the same operations. The LLM is coding your interface. You can go into the code view to see how is this happening live, but they just have an output that's rendering the components while thinking. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's even more underwhelming than I thought.
Yeah, because I assumed they would give you the design, right? I thought that was the...
No, it stays as a Figma Make component, which in a nutshell, from my technical understanding, is just a wrapper of a TSX slot. That's it. It's like using TypeScript or whatever fucking React to kind of code the design you're feeding it with, probably through the same functionalities they support in in the MCP server, right?
The more I think about like LLMs, it's like it feels like when LLMs came out. Well, I'm sure they were around forever for any AI person who's worked in AI for like years, but when they became popular for the past couple of years, most people's intuition, including myself, was that like, there's like a person. This is like a machine person who can do what a person can. And so let's just, what can a person do? Like, make me an app or whatever. But like, really, LLMs work better when like, basically you build software like you always would. Like you build systems like you always would pre-LLMs. But then there's like these particular areas where like there's ambiguity, and like the LLMs can like fix that ambiguity. Whenever there's like unstructured data, or whenever there's like, for example, I found this out yesterday from watching one of Theo's videos. So apparently on GPT-4, I guess 5 as well, but on GPT-4, when you generate an image, it's not even fully generating an image. What happens is like there's like an LLM that, like, if you ask it to generate like an elephant running in a room or whatever, it would say, okay, generate a room, and then it gets the image, and then generate an elephant, and then it runs like a command to remove the background, and then it stitches it to a pixel. So it's like running a program to sort of control different outputs. And the reason I say all that is like to say, I think like for vibe coding, we sort of want something that, or at least I don't know, we like most people want something that just basically builds the thing. And the fact that we're even trying that, I think, is like a false. I think Cursor nailed it. Cursor fucking nailed it, because Cursor is basically like, you are in the driver's seat, but like Cursor will help you, even though I don't use Cursor. But I think that was like, that's perfect. And even Alex Karp talked about this.
It should be something you reach for, right? I think it should be something you reach for selectively, and not something you, as you said, it shouldn't be it shouldn't be in the driver's seat all the time, right? And you being the one giving it input. I think obviously it works for like tiny pages like this, but it's if you go back to this example, I don't know if this was the point you were trying to make with this elephant in the room picture. If you add 50 other objects, right, it's going to fuck it up, right? And that's exactly what we're trying to do with the pages, right? If you have 2 steps, like, okay, I'm going to give you a huge ass video file, Gemini, right? I'm going to give you a video file. Give me timestamps and output. That's going to work. It's amazing, right? We demoed it last week. It's an amazing use case. It's 2 steps, right? But then if you take the timestamps, I don't know, generate images for each timestamp and generate a new video, it's going to be ass again, right? And this, So I think
the
we're
point I was
just
making is
trying to
slightly
do too
different, but
much,
yeah, that's
right?
also true.
We're just
Like-
trying to do too much, like too many.
Exactly. Plus, like, it's not just that we're trying to do too much. So first off, whenever an LLM, this is the way I think about it. Whenever an LLM does anything, it's like it's it's slightly off road, and so the more an LLM does of that correction, the more off track you sort of go. And like I feel like most of the tasks or most of the things that we try to get LLMs to do, either in our personal work lives, like or when we work, or in systems, it's things that either the user could have done with very little effort, or the system that we were programming could have done programmatically. And so like the more we get the LLM to do, the more error it creates. So like we really just want to use the LLM for the most strategic use cases, and when we
Maybe-
reserve it to those, I think it's the best. But otherwise, it's just like ass.
I think it's even
Doesn't
like
make
showing with client and automation projects. Like most of the times when we talk to people, at the end of the day, it's something where you don't even need AI, where you can just like write a script or do something really simple, or it would like. That's also why I'm really like against using frameworks like LangChain or stuff like that, because what I've seen so far, obviously it's different when you're building a big product or you're building something huge, but if it's an automation or something like that, most of the times you're doing, let's say 1 to 3 calls to an LLM API and that's it. So you don't really need much complexity. You don't really need like a framework that does everything for you. You just need to pick a really strategic point where you have some sort of, I always like to think about it like you have some sort of data in a space that you kind of want to put into a like funnel, and you kind of want to constrain what can go into your system. So you're basically pre-picking parts you want to like use in your like program subpath, and that's it.
Yeah, I think
It's so interesting
that's
to
the
me.
best way.
It's so interesting to me, Konstantin. Did you actually go full circle on AI, or does it just sound like it? Because I remember first talking to you and we were like way more exciting. And now every single time I talk to you, maybe we're just talking about different topics. That might be it, right? Because I guess you're still excited about like coding opportunities and.
I think like, I'm still excited, but like the scope is way smaller. I think like we're way like timelines kind of stretched. We're way further away from you give it one prompt and you don't need software engineers anymore. Like even like in writing code, like a lot of the times it's just the really simple stuff. For example, like if you you write Rust, let's say, and you have to set up some structs, and all of the structs need some debug derive and all the standard stuff you need. Instead of just writing that out myself, I just write it in like just how it would go. So I would just write the name, field, if it's public, whatever. And then I just say, create that. Okay, I saved like 50% of the time there, but I still knew exactly what I wanted to see in the end. So for that, it's perfect. But other than that, it's kind of garbage. And even like when you're automating stuff, if you don't know exactly what you're going to do, and you don't, like, not a human could perfectly explain to you what he would do in this situation, it's kind of useless. And you're also introducing a lot of like insecurity and entropy, and even when engineering it, you introduce, I think, a lot of cost, because like I think of it as pulling a slot machine all the time. So you have to have some like gaming regulations in play, and designing a system where you set up gaming regulations, additional like, if we're talking Europe, additional like compliance stuff like EU AI Act. There are a lot of cases where it doesn't even make sense to do that.
I think that's super interesting, and I actually would want to talk about this maybe another time. because there's tools like this, right? There's like the CodeRabbit stuff that kind of goes into this direction, right? Then there's this other proposal which we already talked about a few weeks ago, SMR, which you brought up, I think. Was it you actually? I don't, or maybe it was Konstantin, where you were like, there's this like pull request where I think it was like Shopify or something, and they want to have like a regulated pull request schema for AI generated pull requests, right? Where you have to declare what you're using. So I think stuff like that is like super interesting also, right? Because it's like realism in AI dev, AI engineering, basically, right?
So I kind of like not went full circle, but went full circle with the mindless hype about it. Because like for me, I'm saying this since like more than a year. I was like quite a lot into crypto during the NFT phase and like the older days. And for me, AI just started feeling like crypto. And like there's so many pump and dump schemes. And I think there's still, even with crypto, I'm super pro crypto. I mean, I think there are great use cases, but there was this time where everyone tried to put everything on a blockchain where it never made sense.
That was a great way to describe it. I've never thought of this, but it's literally like with the pumps and dumps on AI, right? Whatever, whoever CEO goes out and they're like, in 6 months, we won't be needing software engineers. And at the moment, we need more and more software engineers due to all of the AI slop that's being generated.
That is going to be so... Oh, actually, I have the tweet. Wait. That's actually perfect.
Let's go.
I think
no! We killed software engineers! Jesus Christ.
This
Cursor,
he's 16.
I think...
Honestly, he's what? It's like a 16-year-old. He tweeted it. It's like, whatever.
No, I don't even want to focus on this. What I want to focus on is Lee and Cursor. Not even Lee. I think even pre-Cursor.
Okay.
Pre-Cursor, Lee was like that was wrong. Pre-Lee, Cursor was already killing it, right? Like even before Lee, they had like good messaging. They had this focus on human in the loop AI, but now with Lee, which I don't know if you know the guy, Alex. He's like a Vassell DevRel guy. He was like the #1 community guy, which always took all the blows when Vassell fucked up. He always took the blows. And now he's working for Cursor, right? And he's doing. I don't know. He doesn't have to do the same thing. I think, right? Because they don't have that bad of a. I'm not going to pull this up. I don't think. But I don't think Cursor has such an image problem, right? I don't know if you agree. I don't think there's anything. Like right now they're killing it, right?
Yeah. Like only thing I have like against Cursor is that it's VSC, and I don't understand why any dev like I know like there are good devs using VSC, but if you pull that up and you write 3 letters in a row and you don't think I hate this, I want to go back to an editor that actually renders something on screen, there's something major like wrong with you.
Because Phil does not care about performance. Phil is like fine with like VS Code and Cursor, and I'm like, dude, does this not? Because I thought it was like.
Bro, do you remember when my terminal crashed? That actually made me crash out. Bro, my terminal. I was like, because Cursor had these memory leak issues for a while now, right? Like I still don't think they are fixed. But last time we were like not even pair coding. I was just showing you something, right? I wanted to show you like console output, and it wasn't even much console output, right? It was like a few lines, and the fucking terminal crashed 5 times on me. Which is wild, right? It's a fucking IDE. Like how does the terminal crash? I mean, maybe but I think they have some issues, but for normies. Like for most of the normies using Cursor, it doesn't affect them, right? Because the memory leak doesn't happen because they don't code for that long, and obviously it still happens, but it doesn't accumulate and break the entire.
But like even writing, I always feel like I'm thinking slower when I'm using VS Code.
True. Like typing, like
you just type. You can see. You press a button, and then it's like
you can feel the input latency.
Look, it's to me. I totally see your point. for example, I used SED for like half a
Yes,
year, like 2 years ago when it came out, and I liked it, right?
But back
It's
then
nice,
it was
but
shitty, by the way. It's way better now. They
it's way
fixed a
better
ton
now.
of stuff.
I tried it out recently. It's nice, right? But you know, I always compare it to like, did you ever have like insanely good sushi, for example?
Yeah.
Or like an insanely good steak? In my mind, and this is like the Europe poor speaking, it's sometimes better to just be fine with the shitty version. If you just don't encounter the good, how good it could be. Do you get me? Like,
Yeah. I know what you
if I
mean, but
was
it's hard.
Bro,
mainlining
that's
SED,
such a
if I
Doom
no,
doomer
of
saying.
let me finish my
Jesus
bro. Let me finish my fucking point. If I was using SED daily, I would fucking hate VS Code, right?
Yeah.
But I don't,
Right.
and so I just get accustomed to it, and it's fine. And I think for me, there's a lot of upsides in using VS Code. I have all my extensions, and I know devs usually they spend a lot of time just setting up their environment, rising their fucking config. Like, to me, it's
Someone
insane,
tell
right?
this guy about dot files.
Yeah, I don't have this amount. You're laughing, right? But I don't have this amount of time. I'm not like
Yeah, true.
maybe 35 to 40% of my time is spent as a dev. I don't have the time to like, I don't know, check out all the newest IDs, learn fucking Vim motions like some fucking. I'm not gonna say it, but it's like it's just not happening.
When you
I
know
could
Vim
see myself
motions, you
moving to
hate-
SED. I could
you
see myself
hate-
moving to
yeah,
SED.
and then use Vim motions in Z.
No,
you're set.
no, you will never see me use. And
it's so
SMR
much
knows.
faster.
SMR knows.
So much
You will
faster.
never see me use fucking Vim motions.
I think
I'm-
I will say I think it's like a type of person thing because like when I there's like for example on like Theo uses he used Cursor now, but back then he used to use VS Code for Cursor was released, and apparently like he used to use Vim. He knew Vim motions, and then he stopped using Vim because he didn't want to like add complexity to his setup, so he just like let go, and he just doesn't use Vim anymore. And I'm like that to me teaches me like, okay, there's like a different.
I think you're
Almost
you're
hype.
different. You're backend guys to me. To me, it's always
Yeah, like-
backend guys versus
Yeah.
normie devs, and I'm a normie dev, right?
Front-end-
And this is
front-end
not
dev,
about
of
you can
course.
be a backend guy, and work in I don't know. Also game dev, for example, right? There's like artsy game devs.
Yeah.
There's performance game devs, right?
I think it's in
Yeah.
general if you like performance. For example, I even like. Do you guys use Obsidian?
Oh, don't get me started on this. I live for that, bro.
Yeah, but because like Obsidian, I love the app, but I don't use Obsidian because it's way slower than NVim. I write my notes in Vim.
This
Oh,
is the
true.
most.
That's
This is
just
autistic,
fucking.
though. This is
I am-
autistic. I'm just sorry.
I legitimately write notes on like
I have a friend of mine who's like literally he was like, I just built my Obsidian fucking NeoVim. So I was like, it's too much for me, man. I fucking pushed pixels. That's too geeky.
I mean, you can even like you just put like just add like some. If you write on a file, you just put them into. I'm blanking on the name, but basically like the registers, and then you can just use them.
Oh.
Please, can we stop the fucking NeoVim discussions? Like, can we stop
it's
the
not-
fucking
you-
Vim motions discussions?
Yeah, you pulled up. How did we get here? We talked about Lee, then Cursor.
Well, I wanted to talk about Lee and you shit on Cursor. I
VS
think,
Code.
honestly, I think there's a lot of places you can shit on Cursor and it's definitely performance. If they fix
but-
that, but they will
I've never
right?
had issues. And I don't
you
write
don't.
a single line of code and I'm prompting the fuck out of it.
Okay, I think I know. I know. Who of you guys played FPS games?
Yeah, of course.
Only-
Almost, right?
That's
Okay, but how? Like everyone, like I was fighting for every little frame I could get, and like it's basically the same. Like if you're used to playing like let's say 300 frames or something, playing 4x3 in Counter Strike because you want those
what I was
spicy
saying,
more
and you
frames.
laugh
How
at
could
me.
you? How
Yeah,
could you
that's
use
how I played
VSC then?
Siege.
Yeah, how
that's
could you
I
use
played Siege.
VSC
It would be
then?
like stretch res.
Yeah, stretch
It
res.
would be like everything on like low except shadows. You put that on
Yes,
medium so
exactly.
you can see the shadow. Like it was like that type of.
Oh,
It would be
nah,
like
bro.
that.
No, I'm completely different. I don't fucking like. I think there's like a balance to it, right? Obviously, do
No.
I use fucking? No, let me speak. Do I use the fucking what's it called? The IntelliJ? No, I don't use fucking IntelliJ. It's the worst shit software, right? It takes like 5 minutes to boot, and then it actually lags, right? But man, you're derailing me in the fucking television.
He was currently describing like
But
VS Code startup times.
but VS Code is like middle grounds, right? It's fine. Like, do you actually think it's that bad, performance-wise? You think so?
I think that's why the primary reason I switched off of VS Code was input latency. It wasn't RAM. It was input latency. That was my primary reason. But
Yeah.
but it's just it's like a different crowd.
The thing is, I think there's a lot bigger crowd that's like me, and a lot smaller crowd that's like you guys, and that's your problem, right?
True.
Because also when we talked about this a lot of times, SMR, when we are building products, you focus on stuff, in my mind, it's like an honorable thing to do, right? To like increase some like 200, like, I don't know, 60 milliseconds transition, right?
Yeah.
The normies don't care, right? And I'm part of the normies, I think. And I'm not really ashamed, to be honest. Like, I don't fucking care.
No,
I picked up a fucking Xbox to play the new Battlefield. I could have upgraded my PC.
But I don't feel
you bought a new you bought an I'm out. No. See ya.
No.
It was a pleasure. Chat soon.
No. My PC is fine. I could play it on PC, but I'm too normie. What?
It's just easier.
Bro, how long am I going to play fucking Battlefield for? 5 hours?
It doesn't matter. It's about the fucking 300 frames headshots, mate.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I mean, if you think that, I'm gonna probably, like, I'm not going to lock in and play on my fucking PC because I'm gonna be working if I even start. Like, if I sit down on this desk, I'm not going to be playing Battlefield. But
so you bought an Xbox for it?
Yeah, because it's like leisure time, right? I'm on my living room.
I've never owned a console.
I mean,
but consoles do feel more.
Bro, I got it for like mostly for like entertainment system, and then now am I going to upgrade my PC? No, hell no, right? I'm not playing games anymore. I mean, I get the autistic fun takes here, but I also don't really get like I think it's just convenience and how you want to spend your time, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
like, Alex, you have kids, right? You can't tell me that you're going to spend like 500 hours in Battlefield. Like,
no, well, maybe in a fucking 3-4 year span, probably I could clock in 100 hours.
Think so?
No,
I don't see it, man.
I don't see it as well.
Like, you're going to play for like 10, 20 hours, like 30 hours.
I actually played a beta and I got super bored. It's a great game, but I was like, okay, but you know.
You're not 18 anymore. That's the problem, right? Like, that's what I mean. I'm not going to upgrade my PC if I'm not over, dude. Right?
It's over. Xbox, it's so over.
Like, the Xbox, I actually do use it with like friends, right? Friends come over, I boot it up.
Can't relate, don't have friends. But, you know, it's a good thing to have an Xbox. I had one when I was more in my teen years. That was pretty.
My last Xbox was the fucking 360.
Same. Banger of a console. Anywho.
I kind of got derailed, but do you agree with this? Sorry.
I quickly have to head out. Sorry, guys. My flight is going like 4 a.m. in the morning. So
have a good one.
I hope you'll write this out. Maybe I'll check what you say to the tweet later on.
Safe travels, bro.
I submitted. Thank you, dude. Thank you.
Oh, you submitted one?
Yeah. I'm gonna rewatch that.
We can do it next week if you want to. We can do it next week.
Yeah, we can also do that. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
I think.
See you guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye. I think we should keep this life forever. Like, we should just keep adding on top of it.
We can.
Yeah.
But in general, I mean, Alex, you don't really, I guess you're not really into any of those, right? Have you used Lovable?
I did because of a lot of hype generated around it in my company and some people around me. And I think we already mentioned that, right? It's all right for like some initial explorations, but I don't know who mentioned that with the. I think it was Constantine, and I'm completely aligned with him on how I see LLMs. They just kind of get. There was a lot of hype to them, but if you don't come prepared with a clear intention of what you're building, you're just not getting there, and you're gonna burn through your fucking tokens. And that's, I think, by the way, I think that's by design, because if you want to build something low code, no code, whatever, AI powered, you're gonna burn through fucking $200, $300, $400 just to deliver some dog shit app that's unoptimized, janky and all of that, but it will go live, right? If that makes sense.
Like I've talked about this a bunch. I use AI a lot, like way more than SMR, I would say. I maybe ran out of cursor tokens once on the pro. I'm always on the pro plan, and whenever I see someone on X who's like, man, it's like 3 weeks into the month and I already ran out, or like this entire backlash about how cursor turned down their limits, it just doesn't affect me, right? Like, obviously, maybe I'm overpaying. I get that, but it's like for me, it's like totally fine, which is weird, right? Because there's so many people that are actually, I think, that are actually just vibe coding everything now, which is crazy to me.
They use cursor like V0 or like they just their primary way of using the thing is the chatbot.
And I don't think cursor is built for that, to be honest. Like I think actually cursor is built for that, right? Like they want to, and I think that's a great cause. Like I think that's actually great. Like working on a course that's like introducing a course that's coding with AI instead of, because they could also just do this, right? And it would even maybe make them more money if cursor did this, right?
Yeah, not long term, but yeah, short term. Yeah.
Not long term, no, right?
Yeah.
Personally, I'm using cursor solely through the chatbot. Like I rarely go in. Okay. I go in, like I highlight some shit. Maybe I change some fucking CSS values for the layout, but I literally don't code, and I don't burn my tokens. And I think it's a skill issue on the prompting part, because if you don't have a clear idea in your head, if you don't have the proper intention to kind of feed what the LLM is supposed to do. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I don't code, but I operate a lot with my components. I know what specific part I want the LLM to target, so I don't burn any.
It's not a.
You use the ad, right? You're basically context managing, right?
Pretty much.
That's also that's my main thing, right? I couldn't move away from cursor to any other tool that doesn't support my flow of add pointing to files.
Yes.
Right? Add component, right? Because I know exactly what I want to do, right? Also SMR for like TRPC, right? I know exactly where, like, if the fucking thing is feedback.ts, I just point to it, right? And then the context is always tiny. I think that's actually, you're right, Alex. I think that's the reason why some people run out and some people don't. Has to be.
Yeah,
because if you don't tell it, right, it's going to grab the entire code base. And
yeah, I usually just work with at in specific components, and the other thing is like it's structuring. It's a lot. They operate in instructions. The clearer the instruction, the less tokens it's gonna burn. It's very simple.
It's just like less ambiguity.
It's like with everything, So even a tool like Cursor, which is targeting pretty much engineers, could be very helpful for a person like me. I have some, technical background, but I just use it as a fucking junior front ender helping me push some Figma files into live code. That's it.
But do you agree that it's like a nice...
you're even though you don't know how to write code, you're like
you know that the components exist, right? You know
I
know that CSS exists.
I wouldn't say that I don't know how to write code. I'm just bad at it. Like regarding logic and all that, I pretty much know how React, like the frameworks work, JavaScript, all this fucking shit. And that helps a lot. But I was trying to prove a point to the rest of some designers that, for example, for Lovable, you can get decent results, but you're going to burn through a shitload of tokens because at the end of the day, it's a canvas and it's, just rendering you fucking React components on a canvas. That's it. it's a large language model wrapped. It could be multiple models. I don't know what's the technology behind it. There's some backend that they introduced, which is kind of impressive, but whatever. But point being is, it's rendering fucking components. It's not much different from Cursor and just starting an npm run dev server for you to watch the components go live. Oh, you'd like to get updated. That's it.
I think that's also one thing that this Cursor learned. Why this is interesting to me. I think Cursor is the only app that actually teaches people something.
Banger.
If you work with Lovable, right? Lovable, you're going to vibe code some garbage. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But you're never going to. The normies are never going to interact with code.
True.
With Cursor, and I've seen it with Chaz SMR. Like Chaz, he has asked me so Chaz is like a non-tech co-founder of mine. He has asked me so many questions. Like he was like one time, he was like, "Yo, is there any way to like back up my code?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can show you." And he actually listened, right? And he learned about Git.
Yeah.
Now he uses Git, right? Which is,
Yeah.
in my mind, this is like a net benefit, right? Like this is something he learned. Obviously, he doesn't care about learning how to code. He's probably never going to learn how to code. But Git is like a general purpose tool, right? So now he uses Git, and it's a net positive for him, not just the vibe coded slop he puts out. He learned something for the future, right?
He's becoming more technically competent in general.
He might be able, like if he continues using it, right, he is going to be able to read stuff, right? He's going to be able to read code to a certain degree, right? If you're not completely retarded, you're going to pick stuff up, right? If you see it, like you have this tiny pane on the right, it has the chat, and then on the left you have the code, right? You can't unsee it, right? You're going to pick up some stuff. It's not hidden away, right? It's not hidden away. I think that's great, and that's why I'm like super long Cursor, to be honest. I think Cursor is going to win, like with the people and also just the vibes are so different.
Yeah.
To me, it seems like if we're going back to crypto, right? There was always these crypto companies that were just. It was clear that they were going to stick around, right? Like Coinbase or whatever, these companies, right? They were like serious companies. I think Cursor is serious. I think Lovable, Bold, all the other ones are fundamentally unserious. And I don't think they will stick around unless they pivot or something. But I just don't see
What
it.
do you think? Well, okay, I don't want to push you. But...
Yeah.
No,
go ahead.
Do you think V0 will stick around?
I think V0 has way more. I think it actually has a use case. I think V0 being tightly integrated with ChatCN and Vercel as a whole is like, I think it has a place, right? I don't think V0 would work if it was outside of Vercel and outside of ChatCN. Then it would just be another vibe. I think what makes V0 is the opinionated nature of it, right?
Yeah.
Alex, I think we can wrap up soon. Do we maybe have like one more thing? But I don't even think so. I think we kind of are at a nice place right now where we talked about the design. Yeah. We talked about the tweets. We didn't talk about project, but that's fine. So we talked about all of this. This is Konstantin's tweet. Did you want to talk about it? This was just like
this was you guys were talking about it, so I remembered it and brought it back.
This is interesting though. But
yeah, it's like because
we can talk about this another time.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I think the discussion was good, right? We had we had way less derailing than last time. Like last time was actually wild. We didn't even talk about any of the topics. I think today we actually got some. We covered some topics, right?
Hell yeah!
Actually pretty nice. Yeah. We didn't really talk about this, but I think that's also just such a fucking boring discussion. Like.
Yeah,
it's like saying, been talked about, right?
We need
AI front-end slop. Yes.
Yeah, to write
like obviously it's slop. Right?
Yeah.
Slop.
This would have been slop. It would have slopped.
This is something I think would have been nice to talk about, but we can maybe talk about it some other time. This is something, Alex, just for you. This is something SMR and Konstantin asked me last time, and I think there's like a huge confusion about this. And I'm not even a mainline designer, right? I think an actual nice like corpo designer takes like 10x the time I take.
But I would would enjoy like giving my expertise, but take it with a grain of salt. Would be joyful to join whatever you feel like letting me in the room. Obviously, you did that 3 times already, so I think we might have clicked.
4th time is going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might. If you're being nice, right?
Might.
If you're shitting on me again,
I'm not. I haven't even shitted on you. I said that you're tolerable, mate. I mean, what?
Yeah, that's true. That was.
It was a
pretty
pleasure.
nice.
It was a pleasure, boys. Wishing you a lovely rest of your evenings. Chat soon.
I hope we'll get like a deranged clip of you out of this, and I'm going to.
I'm
post it.
definitely not getting one because I don't see the recording dot on the top left of my car in Riverside. So Riverside is a dog shit app. Good thing about it that we're live. Shout out if you're looking for designers. I'm not joining.
This is
Catch your boys.
Experience.
Yeah.
See ya.
All right.
Good night, boys. Catch ya.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Catch ya.
Bye.